Some years back, our guest of honor, having served in the aviation industry and serving in the aviation industry, having flown the president, having been an instructor in the East African Civil Aviation Academy, having flown in Kenya, and eventually, by the time I joined Parliament, I had 5 aircrafts. I then realized, after some time, that yes, I have climbed and hit the skies. What about a generation after me? Difficult in that he was brilliant, he had passed, because in joining the Flight Training Academy in Soroti, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania then, members of the East African community, would recruit from 2,000 people. From 2,000 people, they would narrow them to 200. From 200, when they go through the aptitude tests and so on, they would narrow them to only 30. That means Kenya 10, Uganda 10, Tanzania 10, from 2,000. And from those 2,000, they would only train 777. That means the recurrency in training was very elaborate in order to get the best pilots in East Africa. This student could not comprehend the aviation drive. So one time we are doing engine failure on top, about 9,000 feet. Sometimes others do at 10,000 feet. And you kill the engine. Not that you switch it off, but you reduce it to idle, about 1,000 RPM. And every time you did that to this student, you would hit a panic button. You'd see him all of a sudden starting to sweat profusely. His all demeanor and attitude change. He starts to panic. And this time when I got to that point, I actually did not put the aircraft to idle. I actually switched off the engine and put the keys into his pocket. He was seated on my left. I put the keys in his pocket. I said, our lives, the two of us, are in your hands. All of a sudden, he looked at me and looked at the instruments in the aircraft, looked at me again. I could imagine what was going through his mind. Maybe he was saying, I did know I had a madman in the plane. But one thing I did realize is that he all of a sudden composed himself and put himself into order. And I saw him trimming this aircraft, holding the flying altitude properly, making a descent into runway 06 in Soroti. And when we got to downwind, as we were descending, obviously I was aware of the engine cooling and icing. I removed the keys and started the engine again and told him, you have done very well. Today is one of the captains on Kenya Airways. Flying the Dreamliner, sometimes he goes to New York, and in between they change the flights. They have alternate pilots, captains, and the crew to make sure that the others rest and the others take over and land in JFK Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. Aviation needs a lot of calmness, it needs a lot of patience, it needs a lot of positivity And I want to take the opportunity to say the training team, Esther, and the aviation, the instructors, and the students, congratulations. When I see you looking excellent, debonair, looking extremely dandy and elegant in your uniforms, I see that our dream is being achieved. That means flying high. You're flying high. I take the opportunity and pride when I see the parents here who have accompanied you on this graduation day. It is not a cheap investment when you go into aviation. It is expensive. I would like to thank the parents from the bottom of my heart for the sacrifice you have extended to your children to reach the levels they have reached today. Congratulations to you. To see your daughter, to see your son stand in this beautiful attire, having been given the international accreditations. Uganda Aviation Academy is accredited to IATA, International Air Travel Agency, based in Canada, next to the ICAO. The offices sit next to each other. This is a stamp of appreciation and a stamp when we see ICAO being represented here by the Director General or the Deputy Director General, and IATA, the certificates you're going to gain today. It means that you are now free to go out to the world and be employed by the best because you are among the best in the world. As Esther Yapkoreny, the CEO, elucidated, she said with all clarity that we have students who have now joined Qatar Airways. We have students who have joined Emirates. We have students who have joined Fly Dubai. We have got students who are with Uganda Airlines. We also had a student from India who has joined Air India. We have had students from Tanzania who are with Air Tanzania. We have had students from Rwanda who are with Rwanda Air. We have students from Sudan who are here and joined aviation discipline in Sudan, in Juba. We have third students, American Airlines, yes. We have a Ugandan who we gave a scholarship. Now she has been reminded by the chief executive of Miss Uganda Foundation, Kwagala, who is with American Airlines now. Congratulations. So we are our chief guest. I want to say that our product sells across the world, and this is part of the product we have. I'd like to pick a word or words of wisdom from Honorable Esther Pastaris, who said that aviation is the most disciplined industry in the world. Aviation is the most regulated industry in the world. It calls for you to be regular in your health. You don't have to be obese, whereas some people want to be obese. You must keep your weight and ensure that you are healthy. Avoid tattoos. Aviators don't work with tattoos. Much as you love tattoos, some of you, aviation does not go with tattoos. And if Emirates comes here, or Qatar, any of them, and they sight you with tattoos, be rest assured, however beautiful, however excellent your credentials are, they will not take you. So be aware that the aviation industry has got what you call certain disciplines, certain ways of order. And I want to tell you that our chief guest, as you're aware, as the regulator, Uganda Airlines now is expanding its wings, and I would like to thank His Excellency the President and Government of Uganda, and Jennifer, our CEO, for driving the airline higher and higher. Very soon, they intend to acquire a number of aircrafts, including cargo, to ensure that Uganda Airlines can expand its wings and its destinations into many parts of the world. Very soon, I think in less than a month or thereabouts, Uganda Airlines will be flying to UK. And I want to say that they will need more and more staff like you in the cabin crew, ticketing, airport operations, aviation security. You will be needed in various disciplines. So prepare now that you have been trained to apply. And I want to say that I look forward to writing letters of recommendations for you to gain this access. I'm also grateful that Uganda Civil Aviation Authority and the entire team that is here is expanding its capacity. Our airport is geared to be one of the best, not only East Africa, but in the African continent. The airport is going through refurbishment. Some of the people who came from United States, when they went through our guests of honor, when they went through the airport, they were amazed when they were inside. They couldn't believe that they were in Uganda. Thank you very much for the work you're doing. There is a new terminal that is being bridged with the old one, and talking to the Director General, the face is going to be reflective of the new terminal. So you'll have a beautiful airport as you come in and a beautiful airport as you exit. What does that mean? Uganda is raising the bar and the standards of airport operations, airport infrastructure, and capacity to be among the best